Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is February 12th, 2016, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic calendar today, a few numbers coming out of the United States. First, we have at 3:30 South African time. That's 3:30 p.m. South African time. Some retail sales coming out of the United States. That's monthly number. And then at 5 p.m. South African time, major number coming out called consumer sentiment. Okay, this is actually a major number. But looking at the markets, we got some amazing stuff going on. Okay, we'll start with the gold because that thing just keeps on going higher. Now remember, gold and the Dow are related to each other. If the gold goes up, Dow goes down. Yesterday, the Dow tanked more than 250 points, going back to 15,600 on the composite. And we're looking here at gold trading at 1,243. Now, this thing is going like a rocket star. Might be a good place to actually short it, as we've had previous support levels here and ultimately subsequent resistance levels. And we've had this ridiculous, breakout here from going from 1154 all the way to 1246. This is a $200 move in a span of a month and a half. So this is really a crazy move on the upside, but again, it's related to what's going on in the Dow Jones. Dow Jones going down quite harshly in the past 2 months. And so since the last summer, we had this early September big sell-off, then the rally, and then the sell-off again. Now, what's disconcerting about the markets right now is that the Dow Jones is actually, some of the major bellwether companies are still coming out with somewhat decent earnings. Okay, Cisco came out with earnings yesterday and bounced almost $2 in after-hours trading. That's a major move. That's a 10% move for a company that just trades normally within a 50 cents range. So that's actually a big move. So I'm inclined to think that we're going to get a little bounce here from the Dow Jones, and we're going to get a sell-off from the gold. That's my gut feeling. Okay, I could be wrong, but that's the call I'm making on those two trades this afternoon and going into the weekend. Looking at oil here, oil bouncing a little bit from our low of $26. Ouch. Okay, we're still selling off, as you can see here, and obviously the major oil companies feeling the pain, and the refineries are feeling the pain. So, as this is great in some respects, and it's disaster in other respects. It's great because it lowers the price of consumer goods. There's a little bit of deflation going on in the market. Whether or not that gets funneled into, your pocket and my pocket remains to be seen, but it does go and funnel back, because when we go up to the pump and we fill up for gas, it's much cheaper than we're used to. Now, and the perspective is, we're going to be staying within the $40 to $60 range for the next decade, which would fuel the economy, okay, because it makes goods a little bit cheaper. So the price of oil being so cheap is a double-edged sword. Some people are benefiting from it, namely yours truly, as we go to the pump, or we take travels, or we go on the airplane. But at the same time, that money is not being funneled, that savings is not being funneled back to the consumer. So when you're going to buy a stick of butter, it's still, the same price as it was 6 months ago. However, the price should really be reflective and should correct itself and become cheaper, but it's not. So, those type of companies are actually keeping the money and the profits are keeping there. So there's a benefit and there's a loss to this with the price of oil getting so cheap. We're looking at the Euro USD here. A little bit of a sell-off, just a little bit, and we're tapering off. And I think we're getting into resistance level in the Euro USD here. On many thresholds right now, I think we're getting into a little bit of either resistance or support level. So with the Dow, we're getting to support level. With the Euro USD, we're getting to resistance level. So, it might be a good time to maybe short the Euro USD here, as we are in the top of the move. And we haven't broken it. I do believe we will still break it, and I think I'll give it a target of 120 by, I believe, the end of August. But at this stage, I think there's going to be a little bit of a correction in the markets. Looking at the USD Japanese yen, still tanking. I mean, we were at 114 earlier this week, and now we're trading at 112. So this is a huge tank on the USD Japanese yen big advantage of, taking advantage of this market, and just, not even a place to get in. There wasn't even a bounce for you to get in a little bit, maybe here at 117.53, but this thing has really gotten hit really hard. So we're at 112. I still don't see somewhat of a support level until we get somewhere in the 100 range. Okay, a little bit of a support level here at 109, but that's not a major support level. I would say 100 is our major go-to support level. We, churned during that time a long time, and been trading in that time frame. So, lots of opportunities. Obviously, the Dow Jones in the afternoon, the DAX this morning. DAX is also trading crazy. A big seesaw ride for the DAX, but ultimately lots of opportunities in the markets. Take advantage of it. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. I want to wish everybody a great weekend. Thank you.